Well, hi. Did you miss me? It's been a while. It's been a little bit, and I apologize for that. This was definitely the latest, other than like the 2 episodes I didn't do, but this is definitely the latest I've ever gotten you this review, so I hope you can find enough time to give this a listen or a watch before the new episode, which is happening tomorrow. Yeah, this is the episode 23 wrap up. We have episode 24 happening just tomorrow, and then a week from tomorrow, guys, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with our lives? Hyperforce will have had its finale. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna get completely back on schedule, so I'm doing this today. I'm gonna watch 24 tomorrow night. Not 20, episode 24, not the Kiefer Sutherland one. We're gonna get the review up. As far as the finale goes, it's gonna be interesting because I have tickets for a Cardinals game that night, and the game's at 7:15 my local time, and Hyperforce starts at 8. So I might have Hyperforce in my ear at the game. What are the odds, man? What are the odds? It's the Hyperforce finale. It's we'll see. I'll probably have to watch it, like rewatch it early, maybe that Wednesday, to try to make sure I get everything that I missed and get that out for you, and then potentially the week or 2 or so after the series is over, I'll probably do some form of like retrospective of everything that I thought / remember of the series, because 3-hour-long episodes from 25 weeks ago, I don't know what I was eating or drinking on Halloween night whenever there was an episode, but let's just say I'm sure the sugar got to me and I've probably forgotten quite a bit of it. Let's get in, though, to the episode 23. I keep wanting to say 22, but it's episode 23. And so my daughter was sick, by the way. So sorry, everything got a little wackadoodle on the channel. I didn't put it out. I put it out, I think, Monday. I ended up having to do the Ranger Weekend review live on Friday. This week, hopefully, everything's going to get back to normal. So apologies for last week. Getting into this, the first thing, so I'm still doing this where I'm like watching it and taking handwritten notes so I don't have to be stuck at the computer. I got some like weird shadow lighting today. First thing I wrote down, she's leaking at the seams. That's, how did you guys feel? I mean, it cuts in to the show, and there's no chair there for Vesper. It's a little, it's hard because like you've had a week to process it, and it was a very interesting thing because the episode ended just like boom, like that was it ended. So of course the episode that just happened, it picked up right where it left off. Vesper's like body is laying there dead and she's leaking at the seams. We've had a week to process it. The actors have had a week to process it, but now they're like acting this gut-wrenching, just no, it was intense, man. Peter Sudarso had like a voice the next day. It got a little weekend at Vesper's, or weekend at Bernie's, I guess I should say, with it. The body was bait to some extent. Marv has the Corona Aurora. We have the Alliance leader basically standing over her, Sentinel Knights kind of out of the way. I'm Al, the Alliance leader, because at this point I'm just going to start calling him Al, because I just write AL for everything. So Al is standing over Vesper's body. There's 3 putties and Rangers. He's putting his arms up, chanting, and this like giant electrical field kind of binds them. I mean, it's Warrior Dome. They are stuck in a dome. And Volcanos was in there also, sir. So Volcanos was next to the Alliance leader. Not gonna be good, but basically he takes Al, the Alliance leader, is just picks up Vesper's body and tosses it, stomps it with his boot, basically calling straight out to Marv, give me the Corona Aurora and I'll let you have her body. He didn't say, I mean, he's like, she's an android, maybe you can bring her back. here's the body. And so, I don't know about you guys, but this is where I was thinking, okay, if they can get it and they can somehow get away with the Corona Aurora, they can see about bringing her back, right? And I'm sure I was not the only person who was thinking this, because it was kind of a building up to that point. And so while it was maybe what we were all thinking was going to happen, that's okay, because that's what they were building up to in the story. Yeah, come to find out, no, that is not. Marv is like trying to use a Corona Aurora to get a Petalizer still, or at least get some form of power to attack the Alliance leader. It's not working. They're trying to attack the sides. It's not working. Sentinel Knight's finally getting back up, and he's going to try to hit the Alliance leader, and nothing. The Alliance leader calls on more putties, that is, so a total of 12 putties. The Alliance leader, Volcanos, and all of the Rangers, minus the dead one. They're all now trapped. Marv has the Corona Aurora. Alliance leader wants it. Alliance leader has Vesper's body. That was just page 1 of the notes. And I'm setting up the scene. I'm setting up the scene because Marv is like, I have a plan. We'll get it to him and get Vesper's body, and I have a plan. And Chloe, who unfortunately she missed the episode before that, so she comes in, is caught up, you know, like she knows what's going on, so she is now playing Chloe, Meghan, Meghan the actress is playing Chloe again, and she does something just insane. So Marv has this, great plan that he's not really telling anyone other than just, I have a plan. Chloe decides to step up, because while this kind of argument is happening, Joe becomes invisible, sneaks behind the Alliance leader, and is trying to get Vesper's body, or at least hit Vesper's body, and fails, and Joe is now, like, caught by the throat by the Alliance leader. Marv is about ready to just, he's gonna trade the crown. But Chloe's a little too fast for that and takes it from him. Now, Chloe does something insane. You think the power of the Corona Aurora, of everything it wants. Jen. I'm gonna call her Jen because, Jen's another just, like, awesome Pink Ranger. Chloe takes a Corona Aurora and takes her mighty bow, and after Marv tries to stop her at least like 70 times, and because like, it's not your turn, Marv, I'm gonna try to stop her, Marv, it's not your turn, I'm gonna try to throw my body in front of her, it doesn't matter, Marv, it's not your turn. She's battleized. She takes her Phoenix feathers, she takes the Corona Aurora, and pew, 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 pew. Kablam! Corona Aurora, no more. It is now destroyed, and with a blast of pink light, it is gone. It is gone. How? Oh, okay. That wasn't what we were thinking, but how crazy the move, because Chloe basically said, if it's this powerful, if all evil is continuously coming after it, nobody should be able to have this kind of power. And the way to stop, like, she saw, and there was a giant, it was kind of an argument between the Rangers of, don't let her sacrifice be in vain. She sacrificed herself to save this, to try to make the world a better place. Like, Marv, don't give it to her. But it is destroyed. And when the Corona Aurora is destroyed, the Alliance leader's like, imagine I looked a lot cooler while doing that. Gets this, like, clutches his chest, just, let's go, Joe. So Joe's just, you know how that is. He is out. So then something really cool happens, because the Alliance leader is like something happened, and we're going to find out real quick what it was, but something happened, and where he is actually trying to flee, and the Rangers are like, screw this. Sorry, Zordon, again. They're going to escalate, and they're in their Zords, and they are just going to whack. They only got to do 25 points of damage to the Alliance leader, but guys, they hit him. They showed that he has a weakness, And thanks to Chloe destroying the Corona Aurora, we learn a lot more about what that is. So, Alliance Leader finally, after taking on the statements, decides to back out, and he's like, Volcanos, I'm outie. Go kill him. Okay? Thanks. I'm out. Alliance Leader says, you know, vamos. Volcanos is finally up. Now, Volcanos, I mean, he's been the head general, and this is Power Rangers 101, man. The last general, the last one to fall, is going to be the episode before the finale, 2 episodes before the finale. And could you imagine? It's going to have to be a cliff, like, the next episodes. They're all leading into each other. There's no break anymore. There's no, like, okay, and everybody gets back on the ship. I mean, maybe it'll be the cliffhanger that, you know, when they had the ship and they had the location, like, to find the Corona Aurora, they go, okay, but we know where we're going. And you know where that next episode is going to be. Oh, yeah, what else did we get that was cool? We got a Hydra, Hyperforce, Zord, because Joe's Zord is ready. Hail Hydra. Wait, I didn't do that close enough. Hold on. Hail Hydra. Okay, so now that we have that completely, you know, we got to take care of that. Hydra, Hyperforce, Zord online, shatters the dome. Alliance Leader is just like, I'm out, and they, you know, Eddie has the wherewithal. Can we still use the Megazord, guys? Like, what are we gonna do? Can we use the Megazord? Volcanos immediately gets big, because you know, I mean, Al, the Alliance Leader, does not want to mess around with this. So, boom, get big, Volcanos, and we had ourselves a Megazord fight. It was nice. It was nice seeing the Megazord again. Last time Jack was the heart, I maybe missed this, and you guys never miss anything. So if you knew who the main one of the Megazord that one was, I missed it. So if you could please leave a comment down below, I would like to know who that was. At this point, they have Vesper's body. They take Vesper's body. I mean, Eddie. I'm like traumatized. I can't even talk about like Eddie and Vesper stuff, but Eddie's like taking her body like back onto his Zord. They are taking her wherever they go with all of their fights, because they haven't lost hope yet that Vesper could maybe potentially come back, even though she's literally like leaking radiator fluid or something at this point. But you know, you can fix some hoses. I'm sure it'll be all fine. They do get to use the Megazord because there's an autopilot feature, and Alpha is kind of taking charge of her Zord. I loved one of them that they were like giving her crap, like, dude, you controlled her Zord. If we get her back, do not tell her, because I mean, you guys know about Vesper and Alpha and like the way they interact with each other. It's great. You know, don't tell Vesper that Alpha piloted her ship. Oh my god, it would be crazy. Hey, so about that Megazord battle, they take down Volcanos. I didn't write a whole bunch of notes about it because that wasn't... It sucks because he was kind of the general, he was giant, he was magma. It involved, like, steams and puffs of smoke, and it was a really cool battle. But the rest of this episode is basically going to be about Vesper and the Alliance Leader named Al. Although, his name isn't really Al. Pretty sure we know who it is at this point. And come on, don't get me wrong, we knew. Okay. We didn't know. We had a good idea. We were building up, and as time went on, we were more and more thinking probably Thrax. Now, after the Vesper death, though, I was kind of getting on the camp of, what if Vesper is the actual Alliance villain, and there was some weird, like, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey thing going on? No. They destroy Volcanos. They get back on the ship with Vesper's body. I mean, it's totally like they're screaming, just get out of here, get out of here. The Alliance Leader isn't going to be happy when he finds out Volcanos is destroyed. They get back into the hyperstream, they get skedaddle, and they go, oh god, what is going on? They are checking Vesper, and the one phrase I wrote after I put they all ran to the medical bay was, core system resources are gone. Built enough computers in my life. That's not good. That's not good. We got a break, though, from that somberness of everything. Alliance Leader is going up to somebody wearing a lab coat. Wait, what? Like, humbling himself before someone in a lab coat. Okay, who is this? Are you telling me? Are you telling me? 2.5 at this point episodes until the finale. There's someone above the Alliance leader wearing a lab coat. That's all we have. That's all we have. This is what the lab coat person says. 2 years ago, I created you from the ashes of the Corona Aurora I destroyed. Alliance leader now has his own timeline outside of time or space. So meaning the Alliance leader, Al, was basically being created as imagine like a phoenix, like the Lazarus pit or something. It keeps coming back, but was trapped kind of maybe in the Corona Aurora's timeline. By the Corona Aurora being destroyed and the Alliance leader not being blown into ashes to have to be recreated, they now have their own timeline outside of time and space. It's gonna get real fun. I can't wait to see how many places they crash into in the next 2 episodes. I just want the ship to just start like bouncing back and forth and like go all the way back to like to the dinosaurs right before Keeper showed up, and they were like, this is not a good idea. Like, it's okay, don't leave the dinosaurs around. Because they're in their own universe. That's, you know what, that is a conversation for a different episode. I love Dino Charge though. I really did love Dino Charge. So this person with the lab coat though, going back to that lab coat guy, has high technology. Like, Time Force technology. Really no clues other than it was a dude wearing a lab, I think a guy, I'm pretty sure she was saying it was male, in a lab coat that had some highly advanced Time Force technology that they were using. Okay, so who is that? Who is that? I don't know. Everybody, who's, I can't even remember her name now. Abigail. Maybe it's Abigail. That'd be fun. Alpha, basically, so let's cut back to the Rangers, where I'm pretty sure we're going to be for the rest of everything. Sentinel Knight bails, basically saying there's nothing we can do. Jack is gonna be the good police officer that he is, and he's gonna start trying to make a composite, because he's like, there has to be something we are missing about the Alliance leader. You know, we've seen a little bit here, a little bit there, like, let's be those Time Force officers, let's be those police officers again, and actually try to figure this out, which is great. They haven't, they've been thrown around time and space, okay? So it's not like they're sitting on their hands and doing nothing. But, awesome. Great job, Jack. Joe and Chloe go with Alpha. So, actually, Alpha tries to connect to Vesper and basically just like reboots and just walks off. Very, very strange. Eddie goes to hit Marv from all of the stuff that was happening before. Eddie just kind of blows up. He's blaming himself for Vesper's death. And I don't want to say, how can you blame, can you not blame him? Like, he was the one, Vesper was right there in front of the Alliance leader. Eddie took that shot that got Sentinel Knight out of the way, that ticked off the Alliance leader to make him do that to Vesper. I get why he would feel that way. It's a team sport, but yeah, that's... Does not get hit though. They do get break up, and they do have a major heart-to-heart about just everything that's going on, how to move forward, and oh boy. Joe and Chloe actually have a cute little moment. Joe's pretty hurt, and with all the stuff with Vesper and stuff that was happening, he's, you know, they wait till they take Alpha. They're kind of waiting for Alpha to reboot, pop back up. Joe finally gets a little bit of healing. They're starting to try to think more about the Alliance leader, and Eddie has this idea, you know, every time a villain takes or steals energy from, you know, anyone, I guess, there's a great disruptions in the morphing grid. And so they're trying to think, well, what's he trying to do? Well, he's trying to save Zordon. Is there any time in history where so many people, so many baddies are gathered in one place along with good that he could just absorb this ultimate amount of evil? And we were like, well, save Zordon. They might be trying to stop the Z-Wave. Wait. Now, I'm gonna like, spoil or whatever, because this isn't exactly the episode, the way that it happens, let's say, in the episode. But they have figured out, and whether or not this is true or not, but seriously, it better be true. He is trying to go to, and I have to quote this. This is from Jack, mind you. Quote, "The evilest dinner party in history. The dinner party. Countdown to destruction. The Z-Wave." Have you watched Power Rangers in Space lately? Power Rangers in Space, Countdown to Destruction. Zordon was shattered, creating the Z-Wave. And the Z-Wave, all evil, or most evil, was wiped out, becoming good. What if that never happened? We've talked about that before. What if you could find a place to gather all of that evil energy to keep it before Zordon is destroyed, and everyone's in one room? It's the evilest dinner party in history. I need to go. Maybe I'm gonna do that later today. Is that I need to watch that episode. It's it's crazy. Zordon's there. It's I was gonna say Demetria. Divatox is I got Zordon. I blew up the command center. Like, Rita and Zed are just like, they are sending messages at this point. They need help. They need everyone help. They're sending messages back to Time Force headquarters. They're sending messages to anyone that can possibly take this call. If you can manage to get to that evilest dinner party everywhere, that's where the Alliance leader is going to strike next. And with 2 episodes to go, that's where we're going to go. Oh, nearly said it. Alliance leader shows up. They put out the APB. They're going. But the Alliance leader beats them there and goes up to Rita and Zed. We're here to restore, not destroy. I am here to restore the family legacy. He holds out a hand, it's held together with bandages. Help me save our family. Thrax. Corona Corora, Operation Overdrive. Thrax was very enrooted. You know what? Y'all just know Lizisms by this point. Deeply into the Corona Aurora and Zed and Rita's child. Thrax. A villain that I deserved, I think, a little better. I really liked Once a Ranger, but... So I'm pretty sure, and if I'm wrong, I hope I'm right. You know what? I hope it's Thrax, because I think that's cool, and I think that's a good theory that people have been coming up with and going to. I would actually almost be happier if it was completely out of left field, and we were just like, what? But like, it had been dropped in, and just nobody had figured it out. How crazy would that be? I'm all up for whatever at this point. Although now, I was gonna say you could think back and maybe go to Thrax and go, what is, was there anybody related or anyone around him? I don't know. I'm not gonna rewatch Operation Overdrive for those 2 things. Because I've actually watched it in the last, like, year and a half. I'm just saying, give it a shot. Binge watch it. It's much better. Spencer is boss forever and ever. Why do I even need the notes for the next part? I don't at all. Alpha starts booting up, and something is waking up inside of Alpha. You remember that time that Vesper took a nap for like an entire episode? She was like, oh, I'm going. Sorry, she was doing the Alpha voice. That time will come. But she was being sneaky and stuff with Alpha, and we all just figured she was making like weapons. She was doing something, and I can't even remember if something came out of it. Vesper wakes up inside of Alpha When Vesper took that really long nap, she did a backup of herself. You know, you're like supposed to back up your drive, cloud storage and whatnot. She kind of had like alpha storage. Vesper put herself into a program of a backup only up to, I think it was what, like, it was like 13 episodes ago. So she's missing some stuff. When Alpha wakes up, Vesper is inside of her, but Vesper doesn't quite... Y'all should have seen the look on the players' faces whenever she walked back in. Right? So she sits back, and she's been planning this, apparently, since episode 12 or 13 or whatever. She's been planning that she can just be destroyed and come back as potentially part of Alpha. Which really makes her and Alpha's interactions more interesting. But Malika's like... Malika. Sorry, I have a friend named Malia. They get called the wrong names all the time. Malika has Vesper roll, and she rolls a 1. And she goes, oh, well, you don't remember anything, though. What? What? What do you mean I don't remember anything? You rolled a 1. Congrats, you're alive. You're in Alpha's body. You don't remember anything. That was fun. That was mind-blowing. Eventually, and how they're gonna at least play it off a bit, is that as Vesper was inside Alpha, looking through Alpha's files, basically, and seeing things, you know, seeing this file for this person, putting them together, and she's like, wait, this person, Vesper, this is me. I don't know how or whatever, you know, she's like starting to become more self-aware. This is me, I am Vesper. And trying to go back through the file. So, right now, Vesper can keep Alpha at bay. Vesper is running around in Alpha's body, including putting like some clothes on because she felt naked. Alpha can talk, but kind of only talk to Vesper, so Vesper has to relay it. It's hilarious. It was not at all what anyone was expecting. I mean, let alone Christina Vee, who plays Vesper. But it was pretty amazing. And now, I mean, they're going to try to fix her body, or at least get her a new body. I mean, she's having, like, she sees Joe, and she's like, I don't know, like, holy crap, was Joe not even in it yet? All this stuff, doesn't remember anything with Eddie. Just brutal. Just brutal. But where do we go from here? We have the evilest dinner party in all of history is happening. Thrax, not Thrax, is there talking to Red and Zeta. Oh, this is when you know I'm wrapping up. I'm trying to be done with this. Zed and Rita, he's there, and they're putting out the all points bulletin for the next 2 episodes. You're gonna fight him. With all of these other Rangers. It's gonna be crazy. I hope you are excited. I hope, thanks for sticking around if you listened to all of it. I know this was long, but man, when you have a full week almost to think about everything you saw, you can get a little more windy with it. I will see you guys in the Hyperforce chat. I never actually chat, but I do read it to the sides. I will see you there Tuesday after that for the Hyperforce wrap-up for episode 24. Ranger Week in Review and Toku Week in Review as normal today, and new Ultraman stuff out. So I'll see if I can't squeeze that in somewhere. Also, my name is Ranger Liz. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you at the next video.